So at the beginning, we were talking a little bit about Python indentation, right? So for the indentation, it's going to be important to add a space at the beginning of a code or a line. If you don't add it, your code is not going to be recognizing that you're doing, for example, a function or a class. So it's very important to leave that space, and also you're most probably going to have an error. So it's going to be used to indicate that this is a block of code that is going to be inside either it's a function, a class, or a loop. Okay, so let's start uh, looking at the differences. So let's say, for example, we have an if loop, and I'm going to explain you the if later a little bit. But if we have if 5 is bigger than 3, whenever you do if, you're going to have the space, then you can write any condition. In this case, we're just checking if 5 is bigger than 3. And then every time you have to put the semicolon. If you click enter, Jupyter Notebook will automatically give you the indentation, which is pretty good. If not, you can just click tab and it will do it for you. And then you can print. In this case, if you want to print something that is inside a loop, you will have to use the print. Whenever you don't need to use it is when you just have like whatever you want to print in that line. But since in this case we are going to be using an if, we want to specifically tell it if this condition is true, then print this one. So if 5 is larger than 2, then we're going to do 5 is larger, than 3. So when we run it, remember you can run it using this button or shift enter. When we run it, since 5 is bigger than 3, we're going to be looking at how it prints. 5 is larger than 3. But what happens if we use 1? 1 bigger than 3, we see it's not, so it's not going to print it. Okay, so as I told you before, I will just suggest you to be coding what I'm doing like at the same time, so you keep learning. Or what else if we want to have like two conditions, then we can just do else, for example, which will be if this is not true, then anything else will do print. In this case will be one instead of 1, and then 1 is not larger than, I'll just do it numbers, it's faster. Oh, and here you see how I miss the parenthesis, so it just gives me an error. So whenever you have an error, you're gonna see how it tells you in the number of the line, specifically where you have it, and it's pointing it with an arrow, and it's gonna tell you incomplete input error. Down here is where you're gonna be like knowing what's wrong. Incomplete input. It was because I was missing the parenthesis. So I can just do it like this and fix it. So now you will see, since 1 is larger than 3, of course, so if since 1 is not larger than 3, of course it's not going to print this one. So we're going to go to the else, and it's going to print 1 is not larger than 3. Okay,